One home to be sold. And these 5 realtors are hoping to sell it. They each bring their own talents and experience to the table, but at the end of the day, only one of them will walk away with the listing. It's all down to who can convince the seller that they are the best. Who will the seller choose as the best one for the job? It's game on Seller's Market.
I do work from home. I'm a huge nerd by trade. I do love hiking. My hiking group is much more of a hobby. I will often work in the kitchen, whatever room inspires me for the day. Design apps. I've been doing that as a passion since grade 4. Didn't really start making money on that until about grade 10. And I had a job in marketing in downtown Vancouver for about a year and a half before I was like, screw it, no, I'm gonna risk everything and just jump into it. And I got lucky. And I was a niche developer in a market that was emerging. And that allowed me to take that capital and invest that in my real estate business.
His real estate business? What does that mean?
I do own a number of other properties. I have another one over in Black Mountain. I have 5 houses in Castlegar and one up in Kamloops.
So, our seller is a real estate pro. What does Josh do when he's not designing apps? Or buying and selling houses?
Hiking's been a huge passion of mine since I was a little kid. And I started hiking addiction in Kelowna, and I got people together to be social and exploring the outdoors. And so now it's become this social thing, this fitness thing.
Josh is a passionate hiker, but he's also made time for plenty of travel, checking off some pretty famous places around the world. Between trips and hikes, he's found time to decorate his current home, which he's lived in for the last 6 years.
When I first moved in, I spent about 6 to 8 months going shopping for all the decor. This is a house that I wanted to retire in at the time.
It sounds like he really likes his home. So why is he planning to move?
I'm selling my home because when I first moved to Kelowna, I had these dreams of starting a family and getting on the roll in the first few years. And as time went on, it didn't quite pan out the way I was really hoping. And I have all these bedrooms downstairs, and I was like, well, what do I do with all this? And I turned the house into a bed and breakfast for about 3 years, which was a lot of fun and met a lot of really cool people. But the house still is too big for me.
And how much does he hope to sell for?
I would like to see between $775,000 and $8,000. The houses in the neighborhood around here, just up the hill, just a few blocks away, are multi-million-dollar homes. And behind me we have ranchers that are well into the high 700s. This is a much bigger home with a relatively similar view.
Let's meet the 4 realtors who will compete for this listing. An ex-entrepreneur and a Taekwondo black belt, Dean is consistently in the top 6% of Canadian realtors. Clients love him for his professionalism and his sense of humor. Luke believes in a personal, hands-on approach to selling homes and loves the finer things in life. Always willing to lend a hand, Darryl is an all-around nice guy who spends much of his time helping local charities. A total real estate addict, Amanda lives for her career, and that ambitious attitude also extends into her passion for fitness. The house they're fighting for is this 3,000 square foot rancher with a walkout basement in the Glenmore district of Kelowna. Josh lives here alone, but he has been running it as a bed and breakfast for a few years now.
This is nice. Hardwood floors, nice high ceilings, neutral colors.
I really love the main entrance to this home. Walking in right away and seeing this curved staircase is just awesome. This guy's got some really nice finishings and decorations going on, and I know he's a bachelor, so I don't know if that's a mistake or not, but he did a really good job. It's nice to see that when you first walk into a home.
Built in 2003, the house is newer than most of its neighbors and has some very nice finishings.
Well, this is a great open concept living area. I see there's built-in speakers in the ceiling, a gas fireplace with a beautiful marbled surround.
Wow, what a great kitchen. I love the granite countertops. It's nice and open.
The kitchen, dining area, family room is really good for a family. Entrance to the outside so they can see their kids playing, they can come in and out.
The main floor has a bedroom, a half bathroom, and the master bedroom.
Wow, this is a nice room as well. It's not a huge master. I do like his decorating. He's got some dark furniture with some nice accents.
This is so pristine. Makes me wonder if the seller is an interior designer or decorator, because everything is just like staged perfect. We don't have to do anything to list this house and sell it.
This seller used the home as a B&B, and he's got these really cool nameplates. This one says the Royal Room, but it kind of looks like he stole these from a cruise ship, so the Princess of the Caribbean is going to be upset somewhere.
Great ensuite bathroom. You could fit 2 people in this tub, 2 medium-sized people.
Ensuite's a little dated with the tile counters, but it does have double sinks, a walk-in closet, and the water closet, so you don't ruin someone's day.
Down in the basement, there are 3 more bedrooms and a full bathroom.
Walkout basement, wine cellar back here. Lots of books, lots of movies, oh, and board games too. My kids would love this.
Now this is a great games room. Place for your board games, your movies. Good hangout space.
The basement opens up into a landscaped backyard.
Wow, what a great patio area. This is underneath the deck. The deck is upstairs, and obviously that's where you're gonna get your sun. This house has a side yard with some amazing landscaping up the hill.
Wow, super cool. This is a long weekend and I want to quit working right now, get into this hot tub and get some beers. There are houses you can see, but there's a ton of privacy here.
If I owned this place, I could fit me and about 8 or 9 women in this hot tub. The only downfall is your neighbor's patio is right there. The upside to that is if you needed a beer, they could just throw you one off the deck. It'd be perfect.
They've had a chance to look around this awesome home. What are the realtors' first impressions?
This is a very sellable house. It's right in the heart of the city, just a few minutes drive to downtown, but it's got a very private lot, a nice oversized lot.
Lot going for it. It's got the number of bedrooms and bathrooms to accommodate a family, but the way that the main floor is set up, it would work well for empty nesters or a younger professional couple. As right now, it's kind of a dream listing. It's right in that sweet spot price-wise and in the neighborhood or area that everybody's looking for that there's nothing for sale in.
Layout's great. I mean, it's a walkout rancher, you know, that's the most desirable style of house. The good thing about this being a newer house is this area is predominantly houses that were built in the 70s and 80s. So the few pockets that have newer homes, those are the ones that really fetch a good dollar.
It's a great layout for a lot of different people. This would be excellent for a couple who are semi-retired, maybe a couple with teenage children.
Did they see any potential problems with the property?
The one downfall is it backs onto this hill. There's a house at the top of it. Some people might view that as a little bit of a tricky one.
It's decorated fantastically, so we don't need to do anything as far as staging.
The only thing I'm going to suggest is that we do a little bit of decluttering. There's spices lining the walls and he's got all his cookbooks out and just things that simply need to be tucked away.
This house was listed a number of months ago, about half a year ago, and did not sell at the price that we know Josh wants to list it for, but I truly believe it will sell at that price or higher.
Josh owns several properties, and he's very experienced with buying and selling. Will this affect their pitches?
Josh is a very smart person. He's a very successful young man. I actually want to learn from him. He knows so much about technology that I think I could learn some more. So I want to start there. I also want to show him that I have a team that can truly help him get this house ready to sell and for top dollar.
I've spent a lot of time with marketing, so I've got some sample newspaper ads and the flyer that I'll do, and some Facebook ads that I've run in the past. That I'm going to show him. And I think he will agree that I'm the marketing expert when it comes to listings.
I'm going to talk to this guy about my knowledge of the area and my ability to market it more than these guys do. I think I probably offer more advertising, and the style of the home lends itself to that. I want maximum exposure so that he gets maximum dollar.
I believe in this area a ton, and in the last month or so, I've actually started a marketing campaign directly to this area. So I'm going to make sure I tell him all about that we're highlighting the area through some different social media acts, and I think it's going to work out really well for him. So I know that he loves the area, and I know that he loves his home.
A successful software designer, Josh Hogan loves his current home, but it's a bit too large for a young bachelor, so he's looking to downsize. He's very experienced in buying and selling property, so what's he looking for in a realtor?
I need a realtor who's passionate about my property, who knows my property, who will find a buyer not just because they want to sell the house, but they know they're getting a good price. They know it's a good fit for them. And someone who doesn't let their ego get in the way. Someone who's got a proven track record of excellent sales, a good reputation.
Our 4 contenders have looked around the property, and now they'll get 10 minutes each to convince Josh that they're the best for the job. Starting with Darryl.
Because I like Glenmore so much and I believe in the area and I believe in the values that are out here, in the last month or two, I've actually started a campaign marketing strictly to Glenmore and for Glenmore. We've made up a webpage called welcometoglenmore.com. We've also made up a Facebook page, Welcome to Glenmore as well. That's just the banner of it. So what we intend and what we've been doing with this is highlighting local restaurants, you could help with the hiking trails, local stuff like that, interviewing people that own businesses that are in Glenmore, and we're trying to bring attention and value to the area.
One thing I really liked about Darryl was his passion, his experience in the field. He has a familiarity with the community, which is important.
One thing that I will show you as part of our marketing that I really like to do and would really help with this property is we do a 3D mapping and aerial view. The good thing about this house is that it's got a really cool floor plan, so people will be able to pick this up, go through it, look at the floor plan, see how it would fit their lifestyle.
The 3D mock-ups that he does for his clients looks amazing. I've never seen that from a realtor before. That's a huge selling point for me.
Any questions on any of that?
Yeah, what are some avenues you use to promote to people aside from MLS?
Aside from MLS, we do a lot of door knocking. We do open houses. You'll see in there, we run on about 6 different websites. So your home will be marketed on the internet as much as we can. We also do some targeted Facebook advertising. So a home like this might be looked at as a downsize to somebody who lives in a bigger home in the Upper Mission maybe. So we can target Facebook and we can plan that together, or we'll target a demographic up there, advertise it to them online that way, and kind of see where we can get to from there. Now on to the value of your home. I would list your house between $779,000, $789,000. Again, I would expect a sale in the first month and for is very close to list price or at list price.
Darryl pitched his strong ties to the neighborhood and his strength in local marketing. He suggested listing at $789,000, right on par with Josh's line of thinking. Next up is Dean.
I know this area, I live in this area, my children went to school in this area. There's some things about this area that I really, really like. And the one thing about your house that's very unique is your house is newer than most of your surrounding houses. And when you list your house in an area and you're newer, you have features that sometimes even your next door neighbor doesn't have. You have a tall entranceway, you have 9-foot ceilings downstairs, you have beautiful stamped concrete. And we only have to go about 100 yards from here and the houses look similar, but they're not the same. So the little nuances of that, I think, are important to come out in the list.
Phenomenal speaker, definitely. It's hard not to be engaged in someone's conversation when they're that lively, that animated. If he was presenting my house to a room filled with people and he was the auctioneer, he could probably get a phenomenal price.
So here's the way we list. This is, it's an 8-point system that we have, but the most important thing I want you to think about is, one, we are negotiation experts. We are pricing experts, we're communication experts. So not only will we communicate with you all the time, text, phone, email, you get me personally. I have a full-time assistant that I work with. I have customer service, professional photographer, and you get to meet my stager. So there's lots of people. And on my team, of course, I have other realtors who can also help me out, and they'll also come to the shoot as well. So what's also neat about our system is that you're kind of the CEO, and we're all your workers.
So I think that was really cool. Being in command of your own little army of people was a very unique idea.
I think if you'd like to sell your house really fast, you're in the 760 range. I think if you want to give me 90 days, I think you're 789 or even higher. And I think in a week or two, once we get the house staged, so once my stager goes through and then I come back, we look at it, you're going to be impressed too. You might not want to leave. I think you're going to have multiple offers, and I think based on the pricing I'm giving you, I would like to launch it on a Wednesday. I would like to block showings until Saturday at an open house from noon till 3, and then you can either take offers on Monday or Tuesday, or if an offer comes in, you can deal with it if you choose.
Dean emphasized the strength of his team and was confident that he could generate a multiple offer situation by listing at $789, the same price as Darryl. Next to pitch is Luke.
Beautiful house. I noticed you were listed before with somebody else, and I'm curious why you didn't go back with that person.
I haven't had any major issues aside from just having people through the house when I'm not aware. That's a big one for me.
That's a big no-no.
I like a couple minutes to clean up and make sure the house is presentable.
Of course, yeah.
With the realtors, it's very important for me that when they list the house, I'm not just another client.
Right.
That they know my house. They don't have to pull the listing and be like, oh, right, that one. That they have confidence in it. They know me, and I'm not just another client.
Right. I'll tell you a bit about myself. I don't take a ton of listings. I intend to find the buyer for every listing that I take. So when I do marketing, when I do ads, I'm thinking, who is the buyer for this house?
He seems like a very down-to-earth guy, the type of guy that I would hike with, the type of guy that's very genuine with his word. It's not about him when he speaks. It's not about marketing and pizzazz and being your best friend. It's about being honest and genuine.
I'm excellent in Facebook marketing.
That's how you target your ads.
Yes, I'm the second most popular in the city, and I share the office with the #1 person.
His experience with social media was very impressive to me. I've been in computers for a very long time. Having targeted Facebook ads was very impressive.
In this neighborhood, homes have been selling between like $230 and $270 a square foot. I think that the right price for this is about $245 a square foot, which is in the high 700s. What do you think? What do you think is
my initial hope was to get between $775 and $800.
Yeah, I think that's good. I would recommend listing at $798. I think that it'll sell between $775 and $800.
Luke stressed that he only takes a limited amount of listings, giving him the ability to offer individual attention to his clientele. He also promised to actively search for the buyer himself. His suggested listing price was $798, right at the top of Josh's target. Last to pitch is Amanda.
It's all about exposure. So we don't know if your buyer will be local. We don't know if they'll be Alberta or Vancouver. But we don't want to limit ourselves because they could come from anywhere.
Right.
When your listing comes out of the gate as a brand new property on the market, you want everyone to possibly see it. That's how multiple offers are happening right now.
What are some ways you encourage multiple offer scenarios?
So one of the ways that we want to do it is we want to not let anyone know it's listed until it hits the MLS system. That's first and foremost. So the second it's turned on as active, it gets flooded. And that is the same second that all of my marketing over and above the MLS system is going to be turned on.
Very powerful. It comes into the room, she makes her presence known, which is great when it comes to making an impression on other people.
What we're going to do is we're going to put your property first and foremost on MLS, but then I'm actually going to buy your address on Google, and I'm going to build you your own website. No matter where somebody sees the property, they may forget to write down my name, my number, or even the company I work for. As long as they Google your address, they're going to find the property instantly.
Buying your address on Google, giving your listing a personalized website is very unique amongst other realtors that I've talked to and dealt with in the past.
You have a lot of things going for you. You're on a cul-de-sac. You're a walkout rancher. You've got the potential for an in-law suite if somebody wants to do it, which so many do. You've got room for a pool. You've got a nice view. It's a quiet neighborhood, and it's Glenmore. So my recommendation, based on what has sold recently in the area, would be an asking price of $800,000. $799,000, $900 for optics. You're going to tick so many boxes right out of the gate that I would assume at $799,000 that we will go into multiples immediately on day one.
Amanda focused on the importance of timing to create maximum interest and generate multiple offers. She suggested listing at $800,000, the highest of all the realtors. All of our realtors have made their pitch. Now it's up to Josh to decide who he wants to list his home.
I had a really good feeling about Darryl. The only thing that I wasn't happy about was the listing price. He came in, and I think it was $789,000. I think we can definitely do better than that.
Darryl is out of the competition.
Dean, out of the whole lot, was probably the most charismatic. Really fun guy to chat with, very outgoing, obviously, well-practiced realtor. He probably has a lot of clients, probably very busy. Guys like that are always kind of on the go and like A, B, C, D, maybe disorganized, I'm not sure. I don't want to say anything bad, but he's maybe too confident in his ability to sell, maybe not paying close enough attention to the details necessary to make the property really sell.
Dean is out of the running, so that leaves us with two, Amanda and Luke. Darryl and Dean are both out of the running. Will Josh choose Amanda or Luke?
Luke was the quieter of all the realtors. He reminded me of me when I was younger. I mean, he's a bit older, I guess, but I grew up really having to fight to excel at life. Amanda did say that she sells over 100 homes a year. She is very busy. So that's potentially a trouble spot. I need a realtor who's successful, but also has the dedication to the listings where I'm not just another listing.
That means Luke is the winner this time.
I choose Luke. He's a fighter. He's the guy. He's gonna be the one that gets me the price that I need, and he's not gonna stop until he gets it.
A few months later, what's happened?
Our marketing was top notch and got a lot of phone calls.
And we had so many showings, it was absolutely unreal. Lots of people through the house, a few open houses here and there.
They said, oh, it's beautiful, it's lovely. And then they would step out into the backyard and they're like, well, I like to nude sunbathe and this is gonna be a problem.
There was an empty lot up there for a number of years when I first bought the house. And then as time went on, they put 3 new houses right overlooking my backyard.
He said, let's put it on pause for a couple of months.
So what I've done since the listing is plant a whole bunch of pine trees, which will grow up to, I think it was 30 feet or something like that.
He was willing to spend a little more money to get semi-mature trees that were like 4 or 5 years old, but it's still gonna take a few years to fully rectify that.
Luke was fantastic. He was always on the ball. Every time I had a concern, immediate text back. I've worked with a lot of realtors in the past, and maybe an hour or two before a reply, and that's fine. I understand people are very busy, but Luke was really on the ball, very efficient.
I'm hoping to revisit it. The market's picked up a little bit.
My plan now, hold out for a little bit and enjoy Kelowna, get some more hiking in. And then I would still either love to move to the top of Boucherie and get a house overlooking the lake in the city, or move to Victoria or somewhere new, somewhere with all fresh trails that I haven't done before.